Hi everyone, here we go again on the topic of superpowers, optimal health, and today we're going to be tackling physical routines and how those physical routines may impact your uh, optimal health and your ability to develop your superpowers. But let's recap a little bit what we're doing here. Let's remember that the whole notion started through my spiritual journey where I became a newborn Christian January 2024. And then we were talking about all the things that had happened on that journey, or some of the things that happened during that journey. And also, in parallel, 2-3 years ago, I was invited to speak at a health conference, and to be honest, I had no idea about the topic and specifics of the topic. And then I ended up learning a lot about this concept of optimal health, which has been an area studied by the World Health Organization for the past years, especially based on 3 pillars: mental health, emotional health, and physical health. And I added a 4th pillar, the spiritual health. And so this is a book that is practically done, and now we're just in the process of getting it published, and hopefully it'll be published within the next year or so. Hopefully I'll be able to share more specifics about those. But today, talking about the physical routines, the importance of it in your ability to develop your superpowers and to ultimately have a better life and tackling different things through your ultimate health levels. And we said in the past that to have an optimal approach to deal with challenges in life, deal with your past courses, and such as generational poverty, addictions, and depression, among others. And not only is it important to look for medical help, but also to tackling from a proactive perspective. It's super important that you have those 4 pillars at least at a decent level of 70% development. And so today we're going to be talking about the physical routines of the ultimate health. We're going to talk about resource-based daily routines to enhance optimal health and ultimately your superpowers. Let's remember, superpowers are nothing more than natural-born skills that are systematically developed so they become superpowers. I was talking to a friend the other day, and I think we're probably going to end up developing a podcast together, but we were talking about high level of pain tolerance. So he and I have a very high level of high tolerance for pain, and we were discussing how that made him think of himself like he's a hardcore person. And the reality is that is basically what I told him is, so you're bragging because you have natural anesthesia in your body. That's pretty much it. I don't mean that he probably didn't work like I did also through working out and putting your body to certain situations. You probably develop that natural anesthesia to a different level, the pain tolerance. But the reality is something that you naturally have. And I have seen, like I said, I'm not a doctor, but I have read some research on the topic, and I've also talked to other people how you basically touch them a little bit and it hurts. So that's what it's all about. So you have those natural given skills that you can transform in superpowers if you number one discover them and you work around it. And one tool to get there is optimal health. And the optimal health, today we're talking about the only way to develop optimal health is to have specific routines in each one of those 4 areas. Today we're talking about resource-based daily routine to enhance optimal health and ultimately your superpowers on the physical routines. So physical health forms the cornerstone of well-being. Implementing simple yet powerful daily routines can significantly enhance your physical health, leading to long-term benefits. So the first one is, by the way, guys, this is a topic that obviously has been explored for years in regards to exercising, and we have learned that it's healthy, but a lot of people have a hard time starting. In my particular case, I was lucky that since I was a baby, practically I was put in organized sports. But some people don't have that luxury. So how do you start? I remember hearing Tony Robbins one time talking about the sauna, and how the benefits of sauna, in heat levels, you can reduce, very respectable percentages of cardiovascular incidents if you expose yourself, if you do sauna every day. And he was saying that people who have a hard time starting doing physical routine, a lot of them, he had like an experiment where he allowed these individuals to just go in the sauna every day for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and after a while they wanted to do more just by being in the sauna, which could be a hard thing to do, by the way. You also may need to consult your physician, but it's something to start with. So the first routine here is active recovery days. Incorporate light activities such as leisure walks, gentle yoga, or swimming on recovery days to reduce muscle soreness and promote health, promote healing. It's active. What I call it also active rest. The days that I'm not lifting or I'm not running heavily, I may just do sauna and swim. Although swimming could also, necessarily have to be. It could be a very hardcore activity depending how you approach it. Depending on the style of swimming, but yoga could be when light walking, or it'll depend on how intense you are, but having those active recovery days could be good. Balance and stability training. Incorporate exercises like tai chi, single leg stance, or balance focused yoga pose to enhance coordination and prevent falls. So again, muscle development. Obviously there's others like Pilates that could be considered as well, right? Breath work practices. Practice techniques like diaphragm breathing, alternate nostril breathing, or pranayama to improve lung capacity, reduce stress, and enhance focus. So I found an individual online, unbelievable technique to breathing, and there's a lot of research out there how breathing can actually help you heal yourself in so many areas. It seems that, again, I'm not an expert in this, but it seems that we don't breathe enough, or we don't breathe the right way, for several reasons. So learning breathing techniques can also be a key to reduce stress and have a healthier life. Cold and contrast therapy. Expose your body to cold water, cold plunges, ice bath, or alternate hot and cold showers to improve circulation, enhance recovery, and strength resilience. Unbelievable. I've seen on my own. I every time that I can, I do cold plunges, and I have seen unbelievable results. The way that I feel during the day after that is unbelievably good. I highly recommend it, and alternating both is also very beneficial. I think has been scientifically studied over and over again. Core strengthening exercises. Strengthening your core with exercise like planks, Pilates, ab rollouts to improve posture, balance, and reduce back pain. It's simply physical. You need to have a strong core. A lot of people suffer from back pain. Obviously, there may be many reasons. You may have a hernia, you may have whatever, but one of the main things is you have to have a solid core to balance the back, right? So for an aspect right there. Cycling, whether outdoors or on a stationary bike, is an exercise of low impact exercise, building leg strength, improving stamina, and enhancing cardiovascular health. Obviously, biking is so powerful. For some reason, I have never been really involved in the biking, cycling, but it's something that a lot of people talk about the benefit. I did spinning classes for a while, and it was very good. So highly encouraged. Daily physical activities. Engage in at least 30 minutes of physical activities each day. Like I said, you don't have to start heavy. You can start walking. If you have never done exercise, you can start in the sauna. Yoga. Anything that may look fun. Dancing combines dance therapy. There's classes, there's groups that you can join, combines physical activities with creative expression, boosting cardiovascular health, coordination, and mental well-being. End of the day with relaxation. Wind down in the evening with relaxation routines, such as taking a warm bath, practicing deep breathing exercises, or meditating. As you can see, meditation is also impacting your physical health. Highly recommended as well. High intensity interval interval training. This is very popular with some individuals. IIT involves short, robust, or intense exercise alternated with recovery periods, making it an efficient way to improve cardiovascular fitness, burn calories, and boost metabolism. Okay, basically very intense in a short period of time. Incorporate nutrient-dense food. Extremely important, guys. It don't matter how hard you work out or how much you run, you will never outpace your diet. So the calorie ingestion is proportional to your physical health. So what you eat basically is going to determine your physical health as well. So and I heard somebody saying one time, if you don't treat food like medicine, you're gonna end up eating medicine because of what you didn't eat. So just make sure that you eat healthy as much as you can. Martial art, it's another great way to exercise. Obviously, talk about mindful eating, and sometimes eating is how we cope, right? It's almost like an addiction. It's how we deal with. It's funny how you see Hollywood movies. Every time that there's depression, there's ice cream in the middle. It's almost like a punishment. So be careful with that. Outdoor hiking or trail running, super fun, extremely good exercise. Practice intermittent fasting. Like I told you before, I do fasting every day. My first meal is around noon, and it's not actually a meal; it's a protein shake. And then I only do one formal meal a day. And it had since I started doing that, almost like a year ago, and my productivity has increased at least 30%. Because my body's not constantly digesting. Prioritizing sleep. We talk about the power of sleeping well. Recreational sports, football, soccer, basketball. Start tennis. Start the day with hydration. Begin your morning by drinking a glass of water, ideally with a squeeze of lemon. It seems they have a lot of benefits. Strength training, lifting weights, doing body weight exercise, stretching and mobility work. We talk a little bit about not only yoga but also stretching your muscle. Sunlight exposure. Spend time outdoors to get natural sunlight. Which is essential for vitamin D synthesis. It has been well studied. And swimming or aquatic exercises, very good. I swim every day again. So there are additional practices you can do. And again, there's not a exact science here. But the most important is that you engage in physical activities. So your homework is developing your superpowers to ultimate health physical routine. Establish a foundation within the next 2 weeks. Okay, build awareness, track progress, document what habits are you starting to implement. How much are you sleeping. Obviously, with your Apple Watch, you can start tracking that. There's so many technology now you can do. But make sure that you journal it and see your improvement, right? And how is that changing you? Not only your weight, but also, or your body fat, but also your productivity. Okay, how you feeling? Implement resource-backed physical routines, active recovery days, balance, stability, breathing works, sunlight exposure, mobility work. Remember the things that we have talked here. Avoid comparison. So we talk about you're not competing with anybody else. You're competing with yourself. You don't have to be even bragging about this. You can do this in silence. Strategic physical development within after these 2 weeks for the rest of your life. Make sure that you have an approach to that. Accountability, mentorship. Make sure that you try to seek guidance from experts. Join an online in-person accountability group. Keep record of your progress. Measure growth and adjusting course. Make sure that you do the adjustment. You may start doing certain exercise and your body may hurt certain things. So make sure that you not only look for professional help, but also keep a recalibration all the time in this approach. I really believe if you do this, you're not only going to feel better, increasing your optimal health levels, but you're also going to be able to develop your superpowers more effectively. Okay? We'll see you next week. We can do this together. Let's go.